Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Damien, and welcome back to another episode of Damien After Dark. You're watching the official Baddies USA after show, and you've come to the right place if you want to get into all things Baddies on the Zeus Network. All right, now this isn't the official episode, of course. This is not the official episode. Some people come here looking for that. This is the after show. So if you want to talk about it, let's do it. All right, so I hope everybody is having a great week. I hope things are going good for you. I hope things are positive. We're gonna go ahead and get into episode 4, the episode 4 recap. Oh my God, I'm looking at myself on camera. I'm so pale, y'all. The wintertime just brings out the paleness in us. I look very Caucasian today, okay? But that's okay, right? That's okay. Let's get into it. Episode 4. Oh, before we get into episode 4, y'all know last week we talked about how I said that I thought it was mighty strange that they were coming out with a new show for Scotty, right? I just wanted to clear a few things up, okay? I never said that I came up with the name Scotty with the baby. Never said that. I never said that. Obviously, we heard Tavy Baby say that. I think I said Tinkerbella last week, but it was Tavy Baby that had said that. And actually, someone else had even brought up the fact that another girl had even said it before that. Tommy. That Tommy in episode 1 or 2 had said Scotty with the baby first. So I don't know, but I never claimed that I came up with the name. My issue was that we had brought up a show. Remember, I played the tape. I don't need to play it again, where I stated, oh, it would be cool if Zeus did a 4 to 8 episode docuseries like they did for Rolly with Transforming Rolly, except they follow Scotty through her life, her family, the pregnancy, the ultrasounds, the baby showers, right? And then a week later, they're announcing that they're doing a show with Scotty. I mean, what are the odds? They've never, and again, I did say, benefit of the doubt, it could have been just a coincidence that they wanted to do a show with Scotty because she is having a baby. But my evidence, well, I wouldn't say evidence, but my reasoning for y'all to look at it from my view is, don't forget that these people do watch our channels. I could see if Zeus had never been over here and had my account taken down and snooped on my pages and reported stuff. I could see, had they not done that, I wouldn't have thought that they had been over here watching and lurking and took the idea. But it's been proven that they do that. It's been proven that they watch Zeus Network creators, content creators that talk about their show. They watch. And sometimes they criticize, they report, they get your channel taken down, and allegedly might possibly steal ideas, right? And how ironic that last week on last week's after show, I talked about how I thought they stole the idea, right? Or let me not say that I think they stole the idea. I think it looks fishy, okay? Because I don't have proof that they stole the idea. But check this out. Mr. Lemon Pepper Lightbulb Head himself posted this on his story. Thank you to one of my followers, Bubbly Nitra. I believe that's who it was. On Instagram, she sent me this. Thank you. Now look, now they up here talking about, oh, some people are claiming that I took the idea for now. What other people are claiming? Who else is claiming that Zeus took that show idea except me? Again, let me stop saying took the show idea. They didn't take a show idea from me, right? I just think that they could have possibly happened to been snooping through the pages, and it may not even be. I don't think it's Lemmy. I think it's his team. I think it's Bree over at the Zeus Network. Y'all know who Bree is. We've talked about Bree. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to post more screenshots and receipts to where, so they're not coming over here and looking, because now he up here talking about, some people are saying that, we took this idea. We've had this idea for a while. Okay, if you say so. Just like you claim the Zeus Network was your idea, right? Lemon Pepper, if you're watching, didn't you claim the Zeus Network was your idea? But it wasn't. Anyways, episode 4, Tasiki versus Krishan. We talked about that last week. At this point, Tasiki and Krishan are trying to work out their differences. Summer has a busted lip. I mean, Summer's lip is literally like it's busted. And that don't stop her. The busted lip don't stop Summer. We talked about it. We said it last week and the week before. Summer can get her ass beat umpteen times and she's still going to run her mouth. Her mouth is her weapon. That's what she uses to attack and defend herself. She's not a good fighter, so she just keeps that mouth running. So, she's got a busted lip from Tasiki at this point, yet she's yelling at Tasiki and saying, F you, B. F you, I meant it and I stand on it. She said, F you, I like Krishan, and she ain't lying. Now, meanwhile, Tommy is trying to talk to Summer, possibly talk some sense into Summer, possibly talk Summer down a little bit, like, yo, chill out, because, this could be Tommy's niece, or possibly, I know Summer's almost 30. This could be Tommy's niece, but somewhat Tommy could probably be looking at her like her daughter, like, yo, chill out, you're doing a lot right now. Now, when Tasiki sees Tommy talking to Summer, Tasiki yells at Tommy and says, why are you letting this shit slide? Why are you letting this shit slide? She listens to you, right? That's what Tasiki tells Tommy. You're over here talking to Summer. You're letting this shit slide between her and I, and she listens to what you have to say. Now, I noticed that Tasiki says to Tommy, you're a Gemini. You're weird. And I'm just like, why the Geminis always got to catch a stray? Okay? She's pretty much saying that Geminis are two-faced. Right? Because people get that confused when it comes to Geminis. I'm no astrology expert. I'm not, but I am a Gemini myself, a June 17th Gemini. And I think people get the Gemini sign confused because the sign is two faces, right? But those two faces are often mistaken as being two-faced when it's really the sign of the twin. It's the sign of the twins, because it's like, I look at being a Gemini and the sign of the twins being like we're two people, not meaning we're two-faced, but like meaning you might get the good Damien, you might get the evil Damien. Sometimes I can be a very generous, good-hearted person. Sometimes I could be a very selfish, evil bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at it like being two-faced. And what makes it even worse is that Tasiki is a May Gemini. You know what I mean? She's a Gemini herself. So maybe she's speaking for herself or her experiences with other Geminis throughout her life. Because I hear that from a lot of people. They're like, oh, y'all are two-faced. Y'all are two-faced. But it's just like, if you think about it, neither Tommy nor Tasiki seem two-faced to me. Do they you? Think about it. Do Tasiki and Tommy not seem like the type that are going to tell you exactly how they feel to your face? Okay, so two-faced where? Just because I'm not gonna eat you up in your face and then dog you behind your back. I'm just not. Now, Tommy defends her decision to talk to Summer and tells Tasiki, look, I'm trying to get her to have a conversation with you. I'm trying to get the both of you to talk. Now, I do think Tommy had good intentions. I do believe her. I do think she was just trying to talk Summer down. And at one point, I believe Tommy was talking with Krishan. Is that right? Was it that Tasiki was mainly upset that she was talking to Krishan, or was it that she was mainly upset that she was talking to Summer? I think it was Summer. Could have been a little bit of them both. Either way, Tasiki was a little annoyed with Tommy in that situation. Tommy tells her she's just trying to get Tasiki to have a conversation with Krishan to talk things out. And I don't think Tommy's trying to pit two sisters against one another. I think maybe that's how it looked to Tasiki in that moment, but I think she had good intentions. Now, we know Tommy does a lot of shit. We know Tommy does a lot, but I think she had good intentions overall. Now, Dolly in this episode tried to make peace with Cold Killer, but Cold Killer thinks it's because of the backlash that she got from last season. Listen, I 100% agree. Next case. That's all I think there is to it, right? I mean, Dolly seems like that type to me. She seems like the type that panders to the fans. She does what she thinks the fans want to see. You got on Baddies and you thought that you were going to be the fan favorite and people were going to eat you up and people were going to love you and say, oh my God, Bad Dolly and her accent, and she's from Memphis. Oh my God, y'all hear how she talks? I love her accent. I love, because she has the whole, Dolly is from Memphis like Glorilla is from Memphis. And if y'all know, everybody has always liked how a lot of the fans and social people on social media and popular culture, they've always kind of liked the way that Glorilla talks. So I think that in Bad Dolly's delusional mind, she feels like she's on some type of Glorilla shit, and she wants the fans to eat into that and adore her for that. When it backfired on her last season, and the fans didn't like her. They didn't like her. They didn't like that bad BBL. They didn't like it at all. So what happened? Now she's come back onto this season and she's flipping and popping like a fish, trying to resuscitate herself because she cares about things like that. She cares about being a fan favorite. She cares about what the fans think. So you want to cop this plea and make peace with Cold Killer, and I get it. I wouldn't even say it's copping a plea. She just wants to make peace with Cold Killer because she wants favor with the fans. Now, Tinkerbella comes from around the corner while these two girls are talking. Dolly and Cold Killer are talking. Tinkerbella comes around the corner. She starts walking up on Cold Killer, and she's ready to fight. After she was snuck last episode over this stupid song beef that these two girls had, Tinkerbella is ready to fight. Rightfully so. I don't blame her. I mean, you snuck me. You ran up on me. Let's go. Now, Tinka was getting ready. Tinka been really on one this season. You know what I'm saying? And when I say on one, I mean she's really been handling the girls. Tinka about was ready to drag Cold Killer had it not been for security. And she even had a hurt finger, right? We even saw her say that she had a bad finger, and she still fought this girl. Had it not been for security, though, I think that Cold Killer would have got a cold ass whooping. And I think Cold Killer's problem is she puts her head down. Like, as soon as the fight starts, as soon as they interact with one another, she puts her head down. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people that I see fighting. Now, I'm no fighter. I'm not trying to say, like, I'm Mike Tyson or anything. This is just what these blue eyes see, and that's what I observe that I think is her weakness and her downfall when it comes to fighting these other women. Now, Tinka did get some licks to her face. Even though she didn't get to dog walk her like she wanted to, she did get some licks to the Cold Killer's face. And Cold Killer admits to losing that. She admits to losing the fight, and I respect that, right? Now, meanwhile, if it seems like I'm running through this episode, I probably am. I've got to go to work in like an hour, so I'm trying to really get into it. So bear with me, y'all. Now, meanwhile, Lex is trying to talk to Summer. And, Lex is trying to calm Summer down. She wants her to chill because she's been doing a lot. But Summer doesn't want to speak to her because she feels like Lex has not been on her side. Sitting up there with that huge busted lip, not giving a fuck, looking like she just got some bad lip injections. Now, Lex feels like that Summer is pushing her away. I can see that. Did y'all see that part of the episode where during this scene with Lex and Summer, someone on the production team was trying to get Summer's attention? And they were like, Summer. And Summer was like, don't say my name. I don't even know you. Now, this is the type of diva attitude and behavior that goes on behind the scenes with her, I imagine. And y'all know I've talked about working on production up here, working on television sets. And I take a lot of pride in valuing the crew, having integrity with production crew, not treating them like crap because you think you're some television star when you're really just, a hot mess on TV, embarrassing yourself for $1.50. That's what you really are. That's what I see in Summer. I just think the girl we see on TV is amplified 10 times worse behind the scenes and would be hard to be friends with or work with. Now, she was entertaining at first to me, but the gig is up. The gig is up, Summer. Summer has turned to winter very quick. And I don't like winter around here, bitch. Okay, now Smiley pulls up to the house. Smiley's always doing the most. In her confessional, she was wearing a safety vest. You know them kind of vests you wear in a plant, in a warehouse, at the Amazon factory? Them orange vests. In her confessional, she's wearing one of those. She shows up to this, to the house in a cast, in a sling, with a broken arm, looking a mess, as always. Smiley's always looking a mess. Now, Tasiki is on the grass, sitting on the grass. When Tommy comes up, everybody's outside. Tasiki's sitting on the grass with Tommy. And they're having a heart-to-heart in a way. And she tells Tommy that the main issue that she has with Krishan is that she wants an apology from Krishan. And she wants for her to say that she was lying about saying that Tasiki touched her when they were younger. Oof, I hate talking about this, but unfortunately, Tasiki, I don't think that's going to happen. That apology that you want, I don't think you're going to get, because unfortunately, this was Krishan's lived experience. And I believe her, okay? Now, whether it was just kids being stupid and doing stupid things that had no idea what they were doing, or whether it was deeper than that, and Taseki may have been doing something to Krishan that she shouldn't have been doing. I don't know, okay? I don't know. And the reason I don't like really talking about it or diving deep into it is because we don't know a lot about it. We just know that one surface level sentence that Krishan said on that season. And so to dissect it and delve into it just seems really dark, deep, disturbing for me to even go into. Do you know what I mean? This is not that kind of show. This is not that kind of podcast, baby. Now, Tommy is feeling the emotions. She starts crying. You know, she hugs Tasiki. They cry together. And I'm like, no, this is the kind of stuff I like to see. Now, maybe not the context of it, but, you know, the same thing with Scotty when she announced her baby and everybody was happy for her. It was real emotions. This is real emotions. These are two women who know each other, who are confiding in one another, who are having this emotional moment and really just being human beings in front of a camera and not trying to be this figure, this baddie, this persona. So it was nice to see. Now Tommy then goes to Krishan and relays the message to Krishan and tries to get them to speak, right? Krishan says that nobody's given me the opportunity to speak and that she's been waiting. And listen, I'm not trying to stay on the Krishan bandwagon and toot her horn too much here, but I can see what she was saying. I see what she means. You can't get a word in with these group of 552 women that are around. I mean, there's so many people in the room, from the production crew to the cast members to everybody in between and their mamas, that you can never even get a word in. So when she said, look, I've been trying to speak, but I can't say anything, I feel her on that. I feel her on that. Like, if you broads would shut the fuck up for 5 minutes, maybe I could talk to my sister about this. But everybody wants to chime in and put their 2 cents in on what they shoulda, woulda, coulda done when it's not their life. Now, one times I agree with Scotty. I agree with her on this episode when she says that everybody just needs to butt out and let them solve it on their own. And I'm like, thank you, Scotty. So, you know, finally, we see that. We see the 2 sisters go step aside from the rest of the group to have a conversation one-on-one and really talk about what's going on between them, because they were just cool at the beginning of the season. Now, Tasiki says, what are you scared of? And I'm just like, what does she mean, what is she scared of? I was, watching that, and she's asking Krishan, what is she scared of? I'm like, because Krishan was like, Tasiki says, what are you scared of? And Krishan says, we were just cool yesterday. And Tasiki says, Krishan says, we were just cool yesterday, and now y'all are finding ways to keep bringing this up. I mean, Krishan is not the one that's bringing it up, right? She's not. Tasiki is the one that's bringing it up. Something, but she said when Tasiki says, "What are you scared of?" Something tells me that I feel like that Krishan and Tasiki had a conversation off camera, and when they were in a good place, and I feel like Krishan told Tasiki, "Look, I'll go on TV, and I will say that it didn't happen, even though I think it did happen." And again, whether it was two kids just being kids and doing stupid shit, or whether it was on some other shit, I do think it actually happened. However, I do think that maybe Krishan regretted saying it at some point, and when her and her sister got back close together again, she wanted to mend that, so she told Tasiki, "Look, I'll go on the show and I will say that it wasn't true." That's why I think Tasiki is saying, "What are you scared of?" She's like, say it. What are you afraid of? Why are you not going to say it? Why are you not going to say what we talked about? Because she even says, let me get a little farther down my notes, because she even says something along the lines of, "We talked about this." Anyway, Krishan says, "We were just cool yesterday, but y'all keep finding ways to bring this up." Tasiki says, "Why would you say that about me?" Pretty much trying to put, Tasiki is trying to throw the real out to Krishan, and Krishan is supposed to bite the bait willingly. Krishan, this is something I think that they talked about and agreed upon. Tasiki is throwing the words out there like, "Why would you say that about me?" Cueing Krishan. Do you know what I'm saying? She's trying to cue her to be like, I know. The way it's supposed to go in my mind is that Tasiki is supposed to say, "Why would you say that about me?" And Krishan is supposed to say, "I lied, I'm sorry. I was just mad at you." So Tasiki is continuously trying to throw out these little anchors, these little fishing reels, like, "Come on, sis, bite. Why are you not doing what we talked about?" Again, this is my opinion. This is not factual. Everything in this video that you hear and see from me is alleged. Krishan says that Tasiki says, "Why would you say that about me?" And Krishan says that Tasiki keeps playing the victim card. Now, Krishan did say that in her confessional. She didn't say it back to her sister when her sister said, "Why would you say that about me?" It was in her confessional that Krishan says that Tasiki keeps playing the victim card. Now, Natalie interrupts and says that they've got one more person that she wants them to meet. And I'm just like, no, wait a minute. These girls were talking this issue out. Like, why are we going on to something else? I don't feel like they really got any resolve. I don't feel like we really got anywhere with that conversation amongst Tasiki and Krishan. And I don't think the plan went like they discussed. I think they discussed, as I just said, that Krishan was going to come on the show and say she lied about it. And then I think when it came down to it, she didn't want to do it. She did not want to get up there and lie about something that wasn't a lie to her. That was her lived personal experience, because I do not think that Krishan just got on national television and threw her sister under the bus with a lie and with something like that. The lie, it was too descriptive in a way. I don't know, but let's move on. So Natalie interrupts and is like, "All right, everybody, I've got a special guest that I want you to meet. A special guest." So I'm thinking, is it a celebrity guest? Who is it? The special guest ends up being Daisy Dukes from Baddies Gone Wild. Now, I wouldn't call that a special guest. I'd call that a guest showing up, another baddie, Now, I remember Daisy Dukes from Baddies Gone Wild, and she had them hands, from what I remember. Now, apparently, Daisy is here to fight Rolly, because Daisy went online talking shit about Rolly. And there was some sort of internet beef. Now, Rolly says, "I ain't got no beef with her. She just went online talking about me." So, and apparently, someone called Daisy Rolly Jr., and that pissed Daisy off to where it ignited her to this beef between her and Rolly, because somebody called Daisy Rolly Jr., and then she got online talking shit about Rolly. Now, how Rolly catch the stray? How Rolly get in it just because somebody called you Rolly Jr.? I do think that was an opportunity for... I also think it was an opportunity for Daisy. Exactly what Daisy wanted, she got, right? Going online and starting this beef with Rolly got her exactly what she wanted on Baddies. She's back on TV. Back on TV equals another paycheck. I think that's what Daisy was thinking, and it worked for her. Now, Daisy comes out. Anna starts mouthing in her confessional about how Daisy's been coming for her and Diamond on social media as well. And Anna made me laugh when Daisy walked down and she was like, her name's Daisy. She don't look like a flower. Now, I'm going to give her that. That was funny. Anna can be funny. I'm not going to take that from her. Y'all know, like I say, I'm not a hater. I'm not going to take that from her. That was funny. Um, but I don't think you want to fight Daisy either, sister, with all that smoke that you had. I'm just getting your ass, Anna. Um, Daisy asks Rolly when she comes down. Daisy looks at Rolly and asks her, what happened with that tax bracket and my kids? And I was like, what does she mean? I was thinking, now, Rolly, I know you ain't. I know when you were fighting this girl online, arguing with her online, that you did not start talking about tax brackets. I know your rebuttal and your comeback was not something about being in the same tax bracket. Now, shall we not forget where we cometh from, Miss Rolly? We seen where you used to live, Rolly. And life hasn't always been so lavish and bougie for you. Life hasn't always been so lavish and upscale and upper echelon and bougie for you. It hasn't. Were you not on food stamps, Section 8, public housing? Don't flex now because you got a little money. Yeah, know what I'm saying? I don't like when people do that. Like, I get it. When you get some money, you may feel good, feel proud. We all feel good about ourselves. We feel like we feel like we that bitch, right? When you get some bread. But to be like, oh, you're not in my tax bracket. It's like, baby, we all know the mighty man above is very well incapable of humbling your ass and taking it from you, sister. Anyway, Rolly and Daisy get into a fight. And baby, Miss Daisy Dukes gave Rolly a run for her motherfucking money, bitch. Okay? Daisy Dukes gave Rolly a run for her run. And y'all know I'm a Rolly fan. She's my favorite baddie, always has been. But Rolly's main strategy when fighting has always been to use her weight to bulldoze you, right? We all know that. It's not like Rolly has always been the best fighter, like as far as like fist to fist, like, you know, speed. Her technique is that she's what we'd call a tank, right? Is that shady? I don't mean to be shady, but you know, like on video games, they call the person that's doing the bulldozing the tank. So I feel like that's her defense, is she pushes towards you in a fight and then swings on you. You know, I don't mean to be ugly. Is that right? I'm trying to find a nicer reference, like an ox in a china shop, like a bull in a china shop. That's some shit. That's even worse. Anyway, that ox in the china shop did not stop Miss Daisy Dukes, baby, because Daisy pounded for her motherfucking life. And I was actually here for it. I'm like, okay, Daisy, come in and show these girls how it's done. Come in and show these girls how a real fight's supposed to motherfucking go. Because, baby, Rolly was bulldozing her and pushing her back, and she was just blow the motherfucking blow. To the point that even Rolly had to give her props. Now, here go Anna. Here go Anna Wack doing what Anna Wack do. Do we need to break it down together, class? Let's break it down together. All together now. Now, what does Anna Mac do? She either jumps, she has to sneak, she has to throw objects, or she has to tag team. And ladies and gentlemen, in this scene with Rolly and Daisy Dukes, we saw the teaming, the sneaking, the jumping, all in one. I want to see Daisy and Anna one-on-one. I'm fed up with this narrative and this bullshit that Anna pulls, where she gets to sneak people, yank their wigs off, come up to you and knock you upside the head when you're trying to fight, jump you, throw objects. I'm sick of seeing her do that and get no repercussions for it. Why is she being protected, Lemon Pepper? Is she the mistress now? Is she Scotty's mistress? Is she still fucking on you? Because I wouldn't doubt it. That's what it's giving me after watching last week's episode. Or this week's episode. After watching this week's episode, it's given that Anna Mac is being protected by production and Lemon Pepper because she might be possibly sleeping with the light bulb head, allegedly, again, because we know that she was fucking on him at one point. We played those recordings. Yes, we'll say allegedly all day long, but we played the recordings where Scotty and Anna Mac were up on that motherfucking phone arguing, talking about who gave who chlamydia. And we ain't gonna sit around here and act like it didn't motherfucking happen. Why is Anna being protected when everybody like Big Gretch and Smiley and Mariah Lynn and all these other little girls, even though Smiley's not little, all these other girls have to fucking fight. All these other... Look, go ahead and make Daisy a baddie, right? We might as well make Daisy. If you already got 97 girls, go ahead and make her 98. Because that fight was more entertaining than anything we've seen this season, in my opinion. In my opinion. Now, Rolly says that Daisy can definitely fight. She can definitely fight. And she says, which I got to give Rolly props for admitting that, because it's the truth. Daisy can fight. Now, she says that this was good for Daisy to say that she fought Rolly. Rolly's like, you know, this is going to be good on your resume for you to be able to say, oh, I fought Rolly. You're getting clout off of fighting me. The blueprint, she says. You're here because of me. That's when Daisy runs up on Rolly again, as Rolly is running her mouth. She ran up on Rolly again. And can I be honest? As I always am. It was nice to see somebody that's not afraid of Rolly. I feel like a lot of people were scared to fight Rolly, or they kind of like are scared to ruffle the feathers with her. But Daisy was not afraid. She ran up on her again. Rolly was not expecting her to run up again. Rolly was not expecting her to be able to fight like that. And it was a challenge. And I almost think Rolly kind of liked having a little bit of a challenge, because she's just been able to dog walk all these girls and sweep them across the floor. So she had a little bit of a challenge for once, and I think she kind of liked it, because she's had it easy. Think about it, y'all. All of Rolly's season, she's had it easy. She hasn't really had to fight anybody her own size. Like, imagine somebody like Billy Barbie from Now That's TV coming on Baddies. Rolly would be shook. Rolly would have to be motherfucking watching her back every 5 seconds, because she would have to clock in and work. Nobody else really challenges her. She's got to coast each season, season by season by season by season by season, smoking weed, nice restaurants, kicking her feet up, doing nothing. But I think what got Rolly so far is her personality. She's got a big personality. She says it like she means it, whether she's in the right or the wrong, and I respect that about her, and that's why she's entertaining to me. Rolly's not always been my favorite because she fights a lot. I like Rolly because of her being the real deal to me. I think that she's real. Now, if you pay attention, please. If you know that reference, you know what I'm talking about. Anna, when Daisy runs up on Rolly again for the second time, Anna is still jumping in, smacking this girl from behind, trying to yank her wig off, shit like that. Or not yank her wig off. Yeah, did she have a wig on? I don't know. I just know that Anna was grabbing and pulling and punching on this girl while she's trying to fight Rolly. While people like Scotty and Dolly are encouraging it in their confessionals, talking about, good job, Anna, do your big one. Good job, Anna. Yeah, girl, do your big one, Anna. Do your big one, sissy poo. We see you, Anna. And I'm like, if y'all don't stop acting like this is motherfucking one big kumbaya sisterhood sorority type shit, bitch, please. If y'all don't motherfucking stop, when in reality, y'all all be fucking on the same man, allegedly. Y'all all be sucking and fucking and slobbing on the boss and licking his balls and nutsack and booty hole to hope and pray that you get another motherfucking season. Sharing STDs, allegedly. Because y'all all want to be on this show so motherfucking bad. To better your lives, right? Isn't that why y'all are here? Isn't that why y'all are here? You're carrying this show because you wanted to better your lives and make more money. Y'all took an opportunity, and this girl is no different. Daisy's no different. I get it. She's an outsider coming in, and she's fighting Rolly, someone that's a cast member that they all know. But let's not act like Daisy Dukes is not a part of the Zeus Network family. Daisy Dukes was on Baddies Gone Wild. So at the end of the day, she is a baddie. Even if she wasn't, all of you girls were new at once. All of you girls were trying to get your foot in the door at once. Most of you girls were at these auditions at one time showing your ass crack, pussy hole, and everything in between, hoping to get a motherfucking golden ticket. So miss me with the gatekeeping. I mean, what does she got to do? Suck on lemon pepper too? What she got to do? Get an STD from Lemmy to get on the show? For y'all's approval. Now, Scotty and her scary ass says, honestly, if I wasn't carrying a baby, I would be sneaking her too. Cap. Shut the... You know what? I take it back. She would be, because that's the kind of girl Scotty is. She ain't going to fight nobody like Daisy Dukes one-on-one. She only going to sneak them type of girls. And I can't stand that. That's choosy. That's pussy. That's fugazi. That's fraud. You're a fraud. Listen, I have no problem with Anna getting her ones in with Daisy. I get that if Daisy was talking shit about her online, she wants to handle it, right? But do it face to face with this girl. Am I tripping on that? Because I know there's a lot of Anna stans out there who are delusional and see that she does no wrong. Am I tripping on that? Do it face to face with this girl, and not when she's fighting someone else and vulnerable, because you know that's when you're at your strongest. Now, Daisy, after fighting Rolly, immediately turns around and says, like, look, who jumped in? She wants to know, rightfully so, who jumped in. And Summer and her messy ass says, Anna, immediately. Thank you, Summer. Thank you. So, and if Summer gonna do one thing, she gonna tell it. If I'm gonna tell it, then I gotta tell it all. Tell it, Summer. Anna. So, and y'all notice too, in that moment, Rolly had said that Daisy wanted to body shame her. But Rolly, you body shamed her first when you said that her ass looked like a sack of potatoes. No, you did, sister. Then that's when she started talking about your body and saying you were cut up and on the table and all these surgeries and still look botched and bad. Then you want to cry body shaming, but you said her ass looked like a sack of potatoes first. So unless the editing was chopped up and she said something first. Now anyway, back to Anna. Daisy calls out Anna. And she's like, what the fuck you put your hands on me? What's the problem? And Anna says, because you were talking about me online. And Daisy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Daisy seemed genuinely confused, like she did not know what Anna was talking about. Now, I know a lot of y'all follow the Zeus Network streets a lot more than I do. So, if you saw that, if you did see that Daisy was in fact talking about Anna Mac, let me know in the comments. But as far as the reaction from Daisy in that moment, she didn't seem like she knew what she was talking about. And Daisy seems like the type of girl, just seeing just seeing how she is in this moment, showing up and standing on it, that she would stand in it and say, yeah, I talked about you, let's roll. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't do that. So anyway, she tells Anna to line it up. Line that shit up. Now notice, after Daisy tells Anna to line it up, pay attention, y'all. In Anna's confessional, Anna says, I ain't gonna lie. And that's exactly how she did. I got it in my notes. Or she wiped her nose. I don't know if she had a coke booger or what. Hey, Jocelyn. She said, I ain't gonna lie. Daisy's a good fighter. She's a good fighter, but you gotta pipe down. You ain't a baddie just yet. You're still not a baddie. Like, girl, tell us, Anna, what does one need to do to be a baddie? Contract an STD from the boss, like you allegedly did? Is that what we need to do, Anna? Do we need to spread our legs and lie on our backs, Anna? Hey, show, nah. Now also, I want y'all to pay attention to the most important element of this scene. All of a sudden, Anna gets out of fighting Daisy. Daisy presses Anna, says, look, you jumped me, I want to fight you. And then all of a sudden, we just cut to Natalie conveniently interrupting and saying that she's not doing this anymore with these girls and she's leaving and it was a wrap. Everybody needs... Something's fishy. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean. Something is going on. And I think that she is still fucking on the boss, allegedly. Either that or she's got some pull over there, baby. And I mean some pull. Okay? That kind of pull. Now, I just don't get it. Can somebody tell me that? Can y'all give me y'all's theories on why this girl doesn't have to fight when she puts her hands on people first, sneaks them, jumps them, throws objects at them, tag team them? Why does this girl never have to fight the real fighters on the show? It's like, I don't know. She's vanilla. She's square. And I think she's still fucking the boss. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, Natalie interrupts it all. She wants to wrap it up because the boss man doesn't want to have his mistress, having to fight somebody who can really fight and fuck up the face. Allegedly. Now, the musicians of the group, it's the next day, and the musicians of the group are coming together because they have to head to rehearsal for this upcoming tour, because the Baddies tour this season is going to be primarily focused on music and all of the Baddies musicians of the group, right? There's also going to be some hosting. They're going to be those that aren't musicians are going to be there on the mic, emceeing, hosting, turning the crowd up, doing their thing that you do when you host a club. Now, Fauna, on the Sprinter van there, we see Fauna and Tavy get into an altercation, and we see that duo or that trio crumbling because Fauna said she feels bad for Summer. For whatever reason. I don't know what reason she feels bad for Summer, but whatever. And Tavy had the same reaction I kind of had, which was like, well, that's weird. Why you feel bad for Summer, right? Whatever. And Fauna didn't like it. She didn't like that Tavy said that was weird. Fauna started, like, what are you talking about? What, let me have my feelings. And the next thing you know, Fauna and Tavy were literally screaming at each other on the Sprinter. And I'm just like, I thought they were a trio. I thought these three came in last year together and were like, the big 3.2. The girls are crumbling. We see Summer and Lex crumbling. We see Tavy and Fauna crumbling. Unless I have that trio mixed up. Y'all know I'm bad with the cast. I'm bad with the girls. Some of y'all said that in the comments a few videos ago. You need to learn the cast. You need to take notes. Bitch, I do take notes, okay? Why do you think it takes me so motherfucking long to get these videos uploaded? Because I take a lot of notes. I'm just not good with names, okay? Sorry. If the cast wasn't so big, it would be easier. Now, on the other Sprinter van, because we know that they can't fit 87 girls on one Sprinter van, so we have to have multiple. And on the other Sprinter van, the conversation gets brought up that Summer is really upset with Lex and Dolly. Because there's been this speculation that Summer was mad at them because she's been acting different, right? Lex has been trying to calm Summer down. Summer's been pushing her away. Dolly's been trying to be cute and funny with Summer. Summer's been pushing her away. And it gets addressed and it gets brought up in the Sprinter van. And someone says that Summer is mad at Lex and Dolly because they did not jump in and have her back when Tasiki was jumping on her. Ding, 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 ding. I believe that too. Now let the girls tell it. Let the girls tell it. They say, when I say the girls, I'm talking about Dolly and Lex. They say they didn't jump in because they didn't agree with Summer. But I'm with Suki on this one. Any other time in the past seasons, in the past episodes, y'all was jumping in. Why are we being choosy now? It reminds me of Anna Mac. All this choosy, wishy-washy shit. I want to fight when it's convenient for me and I think I'm going to win and I'm going to look like a badass on TV. I don't want to fight when I know I'm going to get my ass beat and I'm going to look like a little bitch on TV. Right? Choosy. Now Dolly, in defense of herself, says, I already fought Tetsiki one-on-one. But I'm like, that's one-on-one one time. Just because y'all fought once don't mean you can't again. And I feel like you only fought her because you had to, because you knew that if you didn't, you was going to look like a pussy. And you wanted to get that under your belt. Now, it's not that I'm saying Tetsuki's the best fighter in the world, but for some reason, these girls don't want to fight her. Now, we see on the Sprinter van as well, Rolly and Summer get into it pretty bad. And Rolly checks her. I mean, Rolly was telling Summer everything that she needed to hear. Because, first of all, it starts with the Daisy versus Rolly conversation gets brought up. And in the midst of that, Rolly says that Summer said that she likes Daisy. And that didn't set well with Rolly. When she heard Summer say that she liked Daisy, she felt like Daisy was an op. Why is Summer saying that she likes her? And Summer stands up for herself and her beliefs, and she says, yeah, I did say I like Daisy. Now, this creates more tension and conflict between Rolly and Summer. And Rolly straight up calls Summer out. She says, look how you treat your friends. Look how you act. You were taunting your own friends. You taunted Dolly with Tinkerbella. And of course, Summer just keeps chiming in, try to defend herself. And listen, if it's one thing I've noticed with Summer, if it's one thing that'll get people riled up, it's Summer's mouth. It's Summer's mouth, baby. Yes. Now notice, y'all pay attention on that Sprinter van. Did you notice and listen to when Summer said that behind the scenes, off camera, Dolly and Lex said to her that they were going to step in and help her. So pretty much, before the season started airing, I take it that they had a little pact. We're the big three. We're gonna have each other's back. You get into a fight, I'm jumping in. She get into a fight, you jumping in. They get into a fight. Any of us get into a fight, we all jumping in. So Summer is feeling blindsided in this moment because she thought she was gonna have backup. She thought she was gonna have the troops there with her. But what she didn't realize is that the troops were going to abandon and abort the mission when they realized it was somebody that they were going to have to put some effort into. They only want to fight girls that are easy to fight, right? But they didn't help her. And Tetsiki kept attacking that ass. Now, back on the other Sprinter van, we find out from Anna that she will not be performing on the Baddies tour because they don't want any R&B artists. They want rappers only. And I was kind of like, well, that kind of sucks because if there's one thing I've always given Anna props on, it is her voice and her music. I've heard some songs from her and she's got a pretty voice and I thought she had some cute songs. I don't see why, you couldn't have an R&B song here and there. Now, I get it. This is Baddies. We turn up. You don't want the whole show. You don't want the show to be like slow, love-making music. You want to be, I've been doing what I want. It's a pickup in the back, in the trunk, in the front. Pink tequila in the back, Betty Blunts in the front. First one of one. I got the money, make a broke bitch mad. I don't complain, I just paid the tab. Show me what you have, I don't care what you have. I've been stacking it. Have you ever been to the Maldives? Margarita under palm trees. I don't know why. Every time I get myself started, I just can't stop, y'all. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's not many R&B artists on the cast. So let everybody rap and then let Anna, midway through the show, do a slow song. But anyway, I guess I get it. Now, Dolly is twerking on the Sprinter trying to be cute. Trying to get Summer's attention. Summer ain't paying her no mind. And Summer has a fan in her hand that she clicks. She clicks this fan like she's not paying Dolly any mind. And Dolly snatches the fan from her and says, stop playing with me, Summer. And she throws the fan at her. I'm like, ooh. It's safe to say that the big three is no more. especially after we saw at the beginning of the season how bad Big Legs beat this girl, Summer. Yeah. So, just we paying attention to these little moments here, like Dolly throwing the fan at Summer. We pay attention to that, and we can see that the friendship is breaking down. Now, I love how Tommy pulls up to the rehearsal in a Ferrari, bitch, while everybody else be pulling up in a Sprinter van. That's what I'm talking about. She's a real life certified bad B. The BGC girls also show up to the rehearsal. I'm not sure why. I don't think any of them are singers. I guess they're there just in case some drama gets started. I don't know. I had to ask myself, why is Bobby Lights here? I didn't understand why he was there either. I just feel like sometimes Bobby wants to be a baddie. He wants to literally be a cast member. I think he would wear a 30-inch bust down and be a part of the clique. I truly do. Now, Natalie says that Bobby and Tanisha are going to be the MCs of the tour. Okay, and when Natalie said that, it made more sense to me. I said, okay, I can see that. Bobby, I guess, because he's at every reunion as the MC, as the co-host, right, out in the crowd talking to the audience. So it would make sense for him to be on the tour as the MC. And Tanisha hosted the Bad Girls Club reunions for many, many years, so she could also be the MC. It made perfect sense. So I have to give Natalie her kudos there. I couldn't see anyone else being the MC except those two. Now, my thing is, if they're only going to be performing in clubs, how are they going to pay all these girls to perform if the place only holds a couple hundred people? You know what I mean? Like, say the place holds 200 people, but you got 30 girls performing. Like, what we going to pay everybody, $20? I'm just saying. Okay. Now, Natalie tells the girls that she wants to give every girl a baddie chain. And I'm just like, about time, so these heifers can quit fighting over this damn chain. And anyway, so, every girl is crying. She's calling each girl up one by one and, giving a little speech about each girl and how far they've come. And each one of them is crying like they just received their diploma or something. Like they just hit the lottery, bitch. I'm like, oh my God. Now, Cold Killer gets called up to get her chain. And she says that she felt like she didn't earn the chain because everybody's getting one, and she felt like that she should have gotten one last season or before this moment now, because she thinks that she should get it because she deserved it and she earned it. And I'm with her on that. I can see what she's saying, because to me, Cold Killer did deserve one. I feel like she's been holding it down. She stood on her own 2 feet. She ain't had to follow behind nobody. She ain't had to be a kiss ass. Other people have gotten chains that I don't think deserved it. And I think, even though they're giving them away to everybody, even though it's a participation trophy, fuck it. It's a nice chain, bitch. I would take it. Hold on to it as a keepsake. Hold on to it as something like a memento. And then when times get hard, bitch, sell it. Shit. Hell, sell it. Right? If it's real. Because I heard they turn your neck green. I'm just saying, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. Allegedly, one of the cast members said it. Now, Natalie gives the Bad Girls Club girls that are there Bad Girls chains. Now, I would rather have a Bad Girls chain. Maybe that's just the millennial in me. What about y'all? Would you rather have a Baddies chain or a Bad Girls chain? I would rather have the Bad Girls chain only because that's the blueprint. Now, Tanisha says that, she's appreciative of her chain, but she thought she would have gotten something a little more elaborate since she contributed to the conception of the show. And I'm just like, no, Tanisha, take the gift and be grateful and shut up. That's something you should have said at home, like on Kitchen Table Talk, because my thing is, like, Tanisha's, like, kind of been like a diva. Because if it was your idea and your conception, like, it was, I get it. It was y'all's idea. You should have never let Natalie steal it from up under you. Y'all's problem was trusting Natalie. Y'all let her steal the idea and go ink the deal with Zeus behind your back. So now you're picking up and getting any scraps that she will give you. That's y'all's fault for not being the smarter business women. You got played. It's a cold world out there. It's a dog eat dog world, and unfortunately, Natalie ate y'all. She got y'all on that, but at least she's got you back, and at least you're getting something. Because Tanisha's also the same one who was not gonna do this season because she felt like she deserved a million. But she said, I think she even said millions, or maybe she said seven figures. Tanisha felt like she deserved in the $1 million range to come back to back. And I'm just like, Tanisha, nobody's worth getting paid $1 million to come be on this show for a month, to come film a show for a month of fighting and drinking. Like, come on, let's be real. That's the entire budget for the show. $1 million, that's a budget for the show for the month. You see Tanisha showed up. Y'all see where she's at. She didn't get the $1 million though. I heard that their offer was like 100K, 50K, 50 to 100K. That's what I heard. 50 to 100K. Somebody got 100 and somebody got 50. I don't know. I need to look more into that. If y'all got more tea on that, put it in the comments below. Now, Persuasion is putting her chain on. She's excited, she's happy, she's twerking, she's bouncing, she's dancing, she's having a good time. And Summer is talking out of the corner of her busted lip. Over here, like, yeah, got this big ball on her lip. She's over here talking about Persuasion. I don't know what Persuasion has done, why she's talking about her, why she's so upset, but Summer's in this stank attitude mood. And, Persuasion can see her. Persuasion is catching the vibes. And she's, I guess she's looking at one of the girls like, what the fuck is this bitch looking at me for? So Summer hears her. Summer catches wind of Persuasion saying whatever. I didn't catch what Persuasion said, but she said something because all of a sudden Summer was like, what the fuck you talking to? Who the fuck you talking to? And I'm just like, God damn, Summer, do you not get tired? They must be paying you a lot, girl, because you just love to fight and argue and be rambunctious and destructive for nothing. So that turns into a fight that we're going to have to wait until next week to watch. Speaking of next week, we're also going to see Summer fight Anna Mac as well. So she's done gone from fighting Tasiki to now she's fighting motherfucking Persuasion, and it'll be Anna Mac next week as well. And then we see Natalie next week going off on Summer, asking Summer how she's going to be able to show up and perform looking like this. A busted lip, hot mess, right? Seeing the sneak peek for next week and seeing the girls on stage performing in the rehearsals, I see a lot of lacklusterness. Is that a word? They lack stage presence, bitch. Okay, let's just put it bluntly and clearly. Some of these girls lack stage presence. Some of these girls were giving high school talent show. Some of these girls were giving karaoke. Yeah. Also, next week, the bus ends up on the side of the road again. I'm like, Zeus, what do y'all do? Do y'all just go buy the cheapest bus you can buy and then you spend as much money as you can painting it to try to make it look pretty, and that's why it be on the side of the road? I just don't understand why every season they have issues with the bus. What's going on? Maybe rent from a different bus company, Zeus. We know y'all watch. So take this advice. Free game. I might as well be a retainer over there. All the fucking free game I'll be giving y'all. Go through a new company. Shit, it's that simple. And lastly, next week, Krishan, the one I'm most excited, the part I'm most excited to see for next week is when Krishan slaps DJ Sky across the face while they're on the tour bus. And I can't wait to see how that go down, because DJ Sky and Krishan are friends. Or I would more so say that DJ Sky kisses Krishan's ass. She's like her assistant. So yeah, all that and more next week only on the Damien After Dark channel. You're watching the official Baddies USA after show, and I appreciate you for being here. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button and like this video. Get in the comment section below and leave me all your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to the channel if you've never been here or you've never subscribed before. And hype me up by using YouTube's new hype feature. The hype feature is a way for small creators like myself to get discovered. All you got to do is go down there to where you see the like button and look over a little bit and see if you see the word hype. If you see that word, that's the hype button. Click that and hype me up. That helps me be seen by more people. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on Damien After Dark. Bye.